Hello everyone, welcome to Rapid Gyan. So in this particular video we are going to solve the exercise of your electricity chapter, which is the first chapter of your physics. So guys, hope all of you have gone through my previous videos of this chapter. So those who have not gone through that video, I will recommend please go and watch that video first and then come here and watch the solution. Otherwise you will not be able to understand this particular video. And anyway, I will put the link of the playlist of that chapter in the description section. So first go and watch all the videos. There are, I guess, 5 videos related to this chapter. So go and watch all those 5 videos and then come here and solve the exercise. Okay. And for those who have already like they have already seen those videos, so let's start the solution. Okay. So your first question. So what's your first question is saying, beta? A piece of wire. Anyway, I have written it over here. So we'll start over here. Okay. So a piece of wire. One second. Okay. So a piece of wire of resistance R is cut into 5 equal parts. These parts are then connected in parallel. Okay. So if the equivalent resistance of this combination is R dash, then what is the ratio? Okay. So what's your resistance R? So resistance R is cut into 5 pieces. Okay, so it's cut into 5 pieces. So if it's come into 5 pieces, Visa, so what will be the resistance of one piece? Resistance of one piece. The resistance of one piece will be your beta R upon 5. Correct? So I can simply say that R1 is equal to R upon 5. Similarly, R2 will also be equal to R upon 5. And in this way, R5 will also be equal to R upon 5. Correct? So now what they are saying, these parts are then connected in parallel. So now we'll have to connect this in parallel. So in parallel, what we do in order to find the equivalent resistance in parallel. So what they are saying that the equivalent resistance is R dash. So if you will have to find R dash, what you will write? You 1 upon R dash. So this will become 1 upon R1. So 1 upon R1 will become beta 5 upon R. So this I will have to add 5 upon R 5 times. Correct? So I will just write it 5 upon R, then again 5 upon R, and then again 5 upon R. Let's solve this. What you will get? You will get a LCM R, and this 5, 5, 5, 5, 20, so it will be added 5 times, so this will become 25 upon R. So 1 upon R dash equal to 25 upon R. So what will be the value of R dash? R dash will become beta R upon 25 ohm. Hope you guys understand this. Okay. Now what you will have to find out? You will have to find the ratio of R upon R dash. So ratio of R upon R dash will become, what will be the value of R? R will remain R only. So I will write R. What is the value of R dash? R dash is your R upon 25. So I will write over here R upon 25. So if you remember, I have told you one property in my previous in my maths video. I guess in this video also, in the electricity chapter also, I have explained that property, that if any number is divided by a fraction b upon c, so in this case c will go on top and b will remain in denominator, so this will become a multiplied by c upon b. But if it's like a upon b upon c, so in this case b will come on down and this will become a upon b multiplied by c. Okay, so this property, what will happen? 25 will go up, so this will become r multiplied by 25 divided by r, so r and r cancel out. What's your answer? Your answer will be 25. And since it's a ratio, so it will not have any unit. Remember this, anywhere if you are finding the ratio, it will not have any unit. So correct answer is D, which is 25. Hope you guys understand this. So let's go to your second question. So what's the second question is saying? Second question is saying that which of the following items does not represent electric power in a circuit? Okay. So I square R, it represent I. This is your answer. This is your answer, that IR square does not represent electric power. How? If you have gone through my previous video, all of you must know the solution, but anyway I will solve it. Okay. So what's the value of power? Power, we know power is equal to V multiplied by I. Correct. So as per the Ohm's law, V equal to I into R. So can I replace the value of V over here? So can I write this P is equal to I into R multiplied by I. So I and I will become I square. So this will become I square R. So this V into I is already here. I square r is already here. Okay, so 2 has gone. Okay, now again come to this part only. So if v equal to ir, so what will be the value of I? I is equal to v upon r. So let's replace this value of I in this. So what I will get? I will get P is equal to V multiplied by V upon R, which is equal to V square upon R. See, so V square R also here. So this is your B is your correct answer. Okay, B is your correct answer. Very simple question. Okay, third question is saying that an electric bulb is rated 220 volt and 100 watt. Okay. When it operated on 1110 volt, then what is the power consumed? Okay, let's solve this question. So what they are saying that what, so but I have told you ki always you will have to write the information given in the question. So information given in the question is your 220 volt and 100 volt, and which is your, I will say, V1 and V2, correct. So I will just write V1 means that will be 220 volt, and your this I will say P1 power 1. Okay, so power 1 is your 100 watt. Okay, what you will have to find out, V2 is given. When V2 is equal to 1110 volt, then what will be the power? So P2 you will have to find it out. Very simple. So see, there are two methods to solve this. I will explain you both the methods. Okay, so any of the method you can use in your exam. So beta, we know that just in the previous question we have studied that P is equal to V square upon R, correct? P is equal to V square upon R. So I will just going to use that formula. So P is equal to V square upon R, correct? So what will be the value of R from here? R is equal to V square upon P. So what I am doing beta, that from first section the information, whatever the information given over here, I am going to find the resistance, because the circuit is same, so resistance will remain the same, and using that resistance in this part I will find the value of P2. Getting me? So R will become V square upon P. So I will just write V1 square upon P1 square. So what I will get? If I am going to solve this, I will simply get 220 square. 220 square means 220 multiplied by 220 divided by 100. Okay, so 0 0 cancel out. 22 times 22 is equal to 484 ohm. 484 ohm. So now I got the value of R. So now I will have to find P2. So P2 will become beta your V2 square upon R. So what is your V? 110. So I will just write 110 into 110 means 110 square divided by R. What is your R? R is your 484. Okay. So when you further solve it, you will get 25 watt. So that's your answer. Your answer is 25 watt. There is one more solution which personally, if you ask me, that one is the easier solution. And if you guys ask me ki why, on what basis I say that this solution is easy and another solution is hard, on the basis of calculation. So in this question what you are seeing, I will have to calculate a lot in this. Okay, so now I'm going to solve the another one. So this information, the first information which is given will remain the same, correct? Means this information will remain the same. So now as we know, the value of R is constant, like value of R is constant in both the cases, correct? So if the value of R is constant in both the cases, and we know that R is equal to V1 square upon P1 square, so same thing I can write like R will be equal to P1 square upon P1 square. At the same time, this will be equal to V2 square, no sorry, not P1 square, V1 square upon P, and at the same time it will be equal to beta V2 square upon P2, correct? So what is your V1 square? So your V1 square means 220 square. So I will write here 220 multiplied by 220 divided by P1. What is your P1? 100, which is equal to V2 square, which is 110 multiplied by 110 upon P2. Correct? So see here beta, this 0, this will be cancelled at 2 times, this will also cancel it out 2 times. So numerator will become 2 to the 4 upon 100, which is equal to 1 upon P2. Correct. So this 4 is your 25. So 1 upon 25 is equal to 1 upon P2. So if you cross multiply or reciprocate it, what you will get? You will get P2 is equal to 25 watt. So if you look into this solution, this solution for me, if you ask me, this one is comparatively easy because what I have seen, it's a very less calculation over here. So in the exam, always prefer to go with that solution which is having less calculation, because most of the students, they do mistake in doing this simple calculation of multiplication and division. So as much as you can avoid, so I will recommend, please avoid it. Okay, so I will recommend in the exam go with this solution. Okay guys, so let's go to the next one. Fourth question. What it's saying, okay, it's here also, I will just go through here. Okay, that two conducting wires of same material and of equal length and the equal diameter, and the first connected in series and then connected in parallel, okay, in a circuit across the same potential difference. Fine. The ratio of heat produced in series and parallel combination would be, okay. So what you will have to find out? You will have to find out the heat. So what's the formula of heat? First question, what is the formula of heat? Okay, so formula of heat is simply power multiplied by time. Correct? Okay, and now what they are saying, that those are connected like two conducting wires of same. So if they are of same material, two conducting wires of same material, so so of course their resistance will be R. So I am going to find the equivalent resistance in series. So RS will be R plus R, because two and both are having the same resistance. So R plus R, which is equal to 2R. Correct? Also I'm going to find in parallel. So in parallel means I will have, this will be 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R plus 1 upon R, which is equal to 2 upon R. So as a result, Rp means equivalent resistance in parallel is equal to R upon 2. Okay, so I got the resistance, in series, I got the resistance in parallel. Okay, now I will have to find the ratio. So guys, if you remember, so as I have told you, heat is equal to P into T. And what's the value of P? P I can write now beta, V square upon R, correct? P I can write V square upon R. So this, I will say ki heat produced when they are in series connection, so I will write it HS. And heat produced when they are in parallel connection, so I will write it HP. So this, since V is constant, so this will be your power generated in series multiplied by T and power generated in parallel multiplied by T. Power is equal to V square upon R in series multiplied by T upon V square upon R in parallel multiplied by T. T and T cancelled out, V square cancel out. What you will get? You will get 1 upon Rs upon 1 upon Rp. Again, there is one thing I have told you, that if anything is written in this form, like such that A upon B total divided by C upon D, so in this case D will go up, this will come here, so this will become A times D upon B times C. Okay, so what this will become, Rp will go up, so this will become your Rp means equivalent resistance in parallel divided by Rs, which is your equivalent resistance in series. What was the value of your Rp? See here, check here, the value of Rp is R by 2. So put here R upon 2 divided by 2R, So what will happen? This will come here. So this will become R upon 2 times 2R. See here, R and R cancel. What will you get? You will get 1 upon 4. Means the ratio of heat produced in series to the heat produced in parallel is 1 upon 4, which means it is 1:4, which is 1:4. That's your answer. Hope you guys understand this. So That's your answer. Okay, let's go to the next question. Next question is your fifth question. What the fifth question is saying? It's saying that how, where it is going? Okay, sorry, here. How is a voltmeter connected in a circuit to measure the potential difference between the guys? Very simple. This is a parallel connection. So just you can write the answer that the voltmeter is connected in parallel in the circuit to measure the potential difference. Okay. So let's go to your sixth question. So sixth question is saying that a copper wire has a different 0.5 mm and a copper wire has diameter 0.5 mm and resistivity of this much. What will be the length of this wire to make its resistance 10 ohm? Okay, so means you will have to use the resistivity formula because resistivity is given. Fine. How much does the resistance change if the diameter is double? Okay, fine. Let's solve this. So here is your question. So what is given, beta? Your diameter is given. So first write your observations. Okay. So your diameter is given. Okay. So I will just write D. So D is equal to 0.5 mm. So as we know that SI unit of distance is meter. So first you will have to convert this into meters. If you are going to convert this into meter, what you will get? You will get 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. How? Okay, I will explain. So in 1 meter there is a 10 to the power minus 3. In 1 millimeter 10 to the power minus 3 meter. Okay. So what I have done, I have just multiplied this with 10 to the power minus 3, and this decimal will go on, this will become 10 to the power minus 4 meter. Okay. Resistivity is given. Resistivity is your beta 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. What will be the length when the resistance is given? Resistance is given your 10 ohm. So what is the formula of resistivity? So simply you guys, if you are aware, so R is equal to rho L upon A. So if you will have to, what you will have to find out? You will have to find out the length. So L will become R times A upon rho, correct? So your L will become, what is your R? R is your 10 ohm, so 10. What is your area? Area is your pi r square, means pi is your just 3.14, or simply write pi. Okay, I will solve it. R square, what is R? R is not given, but D is given. So we know that R is equal to D upon 2. So can I write over here? 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 upon 2 whole square. This divided by your resistivity. Resistivity is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. So right here 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8. Okay, let's solve this further. So this will become the value of L will become 10 multiplied by 3.14. This is 5 5 are 25, so multiplied by 25 into 10 to the power minus 4 square will become 10 to the power minus 8, and this 2 to the 4 can go down, so this will become 4 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8. So this and this will be cancelled out, and if you further solve this, so you will get the value of L, which is equal to 122.72 meter. Okay, so that's your answer for this. Guys, I'm not going to do the solution. I'm expecting that you can do the solution. Okay, if any one of you feels that they cannot solve this, so please feel free to drop me an email where at info@rapidyarn.com, and I will reply to that email. I will try to make one video and send it to you guys, but what I am expecting that all of you are aware of this simple multiplication and division. Okay, so your first part, that what is the length of this wire, this has been solved. Now what's the next part of showing? How much does the resistance change if the diameter is double? So, okay, now diameter is double. So what was your diameter? Diameter was 5 into 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, so from here let me change the color of the pen. Okay, so from here now diameter is doubled. So new diameter will become 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 2, which is equal to 10 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. Correct? Now we'll have to do the same thing. Same thing means now in this case you will have to find R. You will have to find new resistance. So R is equal to, R is equal to, see here, rho L upon A. What is your rho? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 multiplied by L. L is your length. Length you have just found it out. 122.72. 122.72 divided by your area. Area is pi r square. Pi is just write 3.14. Again R is d upon 2 means 10 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 2 whole square. Okay, so I will just simplify it one more step. So this will be your 1.6 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 8 multiplied by 122.72 upon 3.14 into, see this 10 square will become 100, this 10 to the power minus 4 square will become 10 to the power minus 8, and this 2 square will become 4, and this will go in the numerator, so this will come here. This 10 to the power minus 8 and 10 to the power minus 8 will be cancelled out, and if you further solve it you will get 2.5 ohm. So that's your answer. Okay, so let's go to the next question, which is your 7th one. The value of current I flowing in a given resistor for corresponding values of potential difference V across the resistor are given below. Okay, so plot a graph between V and I and calculate the resistance of a resistor. Okay guys, so see here. So I have already written this question over here. So how you are going to showcase that I am going to explain. So see beta, everywhere if you will have to plot a graph between the potential difference and the current, so that graph is called IV characteristic graph. That graph is called IV, I for current and V for potential difference. Okay, and always we plot current on y-axis, we plot current on y-axis and potential difference on x-axis. Okay, so the different value of current is given 0.5, all those things. So I hope you guys know how to plot the graph. So simply we have plotted the graph has been plotted over here. Okay, so now one thing like which is very important, that what you will have to find, you will have to find the resistance. So from a graph how we find the resistance? So it's a very simple beta. In order to find the resistance, what we do, we use your current, like see what is the formula, V is equal to I upon R, V equal to I into R, correct? So what you will have to find, you will have to find R. So R will become your V, R will become your beta V upon I, correct? So in this way we can find the value of R. So in this case, what is your V? So just take any 2 points, and you will find the value of your resistance. So in this case, you have taken one point A over here and another point B over here. After that, what you will have to do? You will have to draw one right angle triangle. See here, so one right angle triangle is drawn from A to C and from B to C. Okay, so simply what we do, we use to find the slope. So slope in simply, so in this case slope will be your BC upon AC, which will be equal to your 1 upon R, because see BC, so see okay, so might be most of you guys don't know what is slope. So in any right angle triangle, whenever we will have to find the value of a slope, so if you guys know little bit about trigonometry, or if you don't know, or angle, so this is your theta value. So slope is nothing but tan theta, which is equal to your perpendicular upon base. So in this case, this is the angle we take. So your slope will become BC upon AC. So you will study this in like more detail when you go into the like next class, or might be in the maths in the trigonometry chapter, you might have studied this. Okay, so this is your BC upon AC. So this is equal to your 1 upon R, because BC is what? BC is your current, BC is your current, and AC is your voltage. So if I will do current upon voltage, so this will reverse, this will become 1 upon R. So simply what we will have to do? We will have to find R. So instead of finding BC upon AC, what we will find? We will find AC upon BC. So look here, what is the value of AC over here? This is 6.8 volt. The value of AC means, see, when your current is 1 ampere, when your current is 1 ampere, at that time, what is the value of your voltage? The value of your voltage is 3.4, correct? And when your current is the C point we have taken, so at this point when your current is of 3 ampere, so at that point it's 10.2. So what will be your the value of potential difference? Potential difference is nothing but 10.2 minus 3.4. See here, 10.2 minus 3.4, which is equal to 6.8 volt. Means the AC is your 6.8 volt divided by your BC. BC is, see, this is 3, this is 1, so 3 minus 1, which is of 2 ampere. So if you divide, you will get 3.4 ohm. That's your answer. Okay, hope you guys understand this. Let's go to the next question. Next question is this one, eighth one. When a 12 volt battery is connected across an unknown resistor, okay, so there is a current of 2.5 ampere. Find the value of resistance of the resistor. Guys, this is the simplest question, because simply you will have to apply Ohm's law over here. So here it is. So your V, the value of V is given, which is equal to 12 volt, correct? And current is given, which is equal to 2.5 milliampere, guys. The current, but what is the SI unit of current? The SI unit of current is ampere. The SI unit of current is ampere. So what you will have to do? Simply, in order to convert milliampere into ampere, you will have to multiply this with 10 to the power minus 3. So which will simply become 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere. Now we know the Ohm's law, V equal to I into R. Now you will have to find the value of R, which is equal to V upon I, correct? V is your 12 volt, I is your 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. This 10 to the power minus 3, when you solve it, so this will give you 4.8, okay? And this 10 to the power minus 3, if I will take it to the numerator, so this will become 10 to the power plus 3. So my answer will be 4.8 into 10 to the power 3 ohm. That's your answer, guys. Please make sure to write the unit in your exam, otherwise you will not get the full marks. So few things is very important. You will have to write the formula and you will have to write the unit. These two things, never forget to do that, okay? And also whatever the observations given in your question. Okay, let's go to your next question. Next question is, okay, ninth one. A battery of 9 volt is connected in series with the resistors, the 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. How much current flow through the 12 ohm resistor? Okay, guys, this is a little bit tricky question, but not that much tricky. It's very easy. So what they are saying, there are 5 resistors connected in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 resistors connected in series. So I will connect these resistors in the series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and in this way somewhere it will be connected with a 9 volt battery. Okay, so what you are seeing, beta, ki they are connected in series, but what the question they are asking? They are asking ki what will be the how much current will flow from the 12 ohm resistor. Suppose this is your 12 ohm resistor. Okay, so if you remember, whenever I was explaining the resistors in series and parallel in my previous videos, so what I have explained, that in case of series connection, there is no change in current. Means current, the magnitude of current will remain same across the circuit. The magnitude of current will remain same across the circuit. So in this case, whether they will ask the current over here or here or here, everywhere the current will be same. Just in order to make you guys confused, they have specifically asked that what's the current flow through the 12 ohm resistor, even though the current flow through the 12 ohm resistor is the same current which will flow across the whole circuit. So what you will have to do, first you will have to find one equivalent resistance. So if it's in series, so simply everything we will have to add. So 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.4 plus 0.5 plus 12. So 2 plus 3, 4, 4, 8, 8 plus 5, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 5, 14, 14 means 1.4 plus 12, which is equal to 13.4 ohm. So this is your equivalent resistance. Now you will have to find I. So V is equal to IR. So I will be equal to beta V upon R, correct? So what is your V? V is your 9 volt. So 9 upon, sorry, okay, I will write it again, 9 upon 13.4, which you will solve, you will get 0.671 ampere. That's your answer. Okay, this was also a simple question. Okay, 10th question, how many 176 ohm resistors in parallel are required to carry 5 ampere on 220 volt line? All right. Okay, so guys, so suppose I will assume, so have you guys understand this question? Means there are multiple resistors and each resistor is of 176 ohm. Okay, so they are saying ki I will have to, the potential difference is 220 volt and I will have to get the current of 5 ampere. I will have to get the current of 5 ampere. Okay, and now I am having a multiple 176 ohm resistors. So how much resistors will be, how many resistors will be needed? So first thing guys, first find the resistance. Okay, first find the actual resistance. So see, this is 176 ohm resistor. So I am simply using, like suppose x numbers of resistors are needed. Okay, x numbers of resistors are needed. So if you will have to find the value of resistance in parallel, so what we do, how we find the equivalent resistance? So this 1 upon R will be, what is the value of one resistance? It's 176. So this will become 1 upon 176, correct? And how many number of resistors are there? X. So this will be simply multiplied by X, correct? So from here the value of R will become 176. The value of R will become 176 upon X, correct? But now come here. We know that V is equal to I into R. V is equal to I into R. So value of R is equal to V upon I. So V upon I means 220 upon 5. Now both should be same. 176 upon X should be equal to 220 upon 5. Then only you will get your answer. So in order to satisfy this condition, I can write 176 upon X is equal to 220 upon 5. Now I will simply do the cross multiplication. So the value of X will become 5 multiplied by 176 times 5 divided by 220. So if you divide it, this is 5 4 ja 20, 5 4 ja 20, then 44 4 ja 176, which is equal to 4. So how many resistors are needed? 4 resistors are needed. That's your answer. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Next question is your, so how would you connect 3 resistors such that each resistance of 6 ohm, so that the combination will, you will get 9 ohm and 4 ohm. Okay. So guys, if you remember, we have solved this kind of question in the example also. Anyway, I will explain again. So first attempt we will see that first we will try to connect everything in series and everything in parallel in order to check whether we are getting our answer or not. So each resistance is of 6 ohm and there are total 3 resistors. So if I am going to connect in series, so this is 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is, I will get 18 ohm. So which is not satisfying any one of my condition. Okay, now let me try to connect it in the parallel. So 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, which is equal to 6, 3, 3 2 ja 6, 1 by 2, and then I will reciprocate because this is 1 by R, correct? So in order to get R, I will do the reciprocal. So this I will get 2 ohm. Again 2 ohm is also not satisfying my condition. Means if all the 3 resistors I am going to connect either in parallel or in series, I am not getting my answer. It means they all are not in parallel or they all are not in series. Means there might be possible that two of those resistors will in parallel and one in series, and in another case like 2 in series and 1 in parallel. So I will just draw those cases. So let's draw first case. Means I will just draw two resistors in parallel, and one resistor in series here. Okay. So this is of 6, this is of 6, this is of 6. So first let's solve the parallel one. So parallel one, if I am going to solve, what I will get? 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6, which is equal to 2 upon 6, that is equal to 2 3 ja 6, means 1 upon 3. So the value of R will become 3 ohm. In case of parallel, see, this is 1 by R na beta. So this will reciprocate, so I will get 3 ohm. So the equivalent value of this is 3 ohm, and then 6 ohm is in series, so 3 ohm plus 6 ohm, so I will get 9 ohm. So I got my first answer. So how will you get your first answer? Means you will have to connect two resistors in parallel. You will have to connect two resistors in parallel and another one in series. Okay. Now try another combination. What was your another combination? That now you will have to one like two should be in series and one should be in parallel. So I will draw it like this. So this, so see, I am making two is in series and one is in parallel. So this is 6, 6, 6. So first solve this series one. So this is 6 plus 6, which is equivalent to 12 ohm. And now this 6 and 12 ohm are in parallel. So this I will get 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 12. But I will get my LCM will be 12, 6 2 ja 12. This is 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3 upon 12. 3 4 ja 12, that is 1 upon 4. So the equivalent resistance will become reciprocated, means 4 ohm. So I got my second answer also. So these are the two answers. In first case, you will have to connect two resistors in parallel and one in series. In the second case, you will have to connect two resistors in series, and then we will have to make that parallel with the third resistor. Hope you guys understand this. Okay, let's solve the 12th question. What the 12th question is saying, several electric bulbs designed to be used on a 220 volt electric supply line, okay, and are rated 10 watt. Fine. Are rated 10 watt. Fine. How many lamps can be connected in parallel with each other across the two wires of 220 volt line if the maximum allowable current is 5 ampere? So see guys, this is also similar to this question, your 10th question. This is very similar to your 10th question. Your volt is given, your current is given, correct? Your volt is given, your current is given. Only difference is that instead of directly asking resistance, they have given power. Okay, but with the help of power, I can get the resistance. Anyway, I will solve this question, you will understand it better. Come here. So we know that that power is of, so this is of one bulb is of 10 watt, correct? One bulb is generating a power of 10 watt. So I know that value of P. What is the value of P? So P is equal to V square upon R, correct? P is equal to V square upon R. So let me find the resistance of one bulb. Resistance of one bulb. So let me take it as R1. So I am going to find the resistance of one bulb. So R1 will become your V square upon P. Correct? What is your V? 220 volt, means 220 times 220 divided by your V. V is your, divided by your P. P is your 10 watt. So this will be cancelled out, and what I will get? I will get 4840 ohm resistance. Correct? So now resistance of one bulb is 4840. Correct? So now your question become exactly same to your previous one. Correct? Now your question become exactly same to your previous one. Now you have resistance of resistance of one bulb, and you will have to connect, because now find the resistance from here, ki how much total resistance needed. So what will be the total resistance needed? Total resistance will be needing your, simply what's the formula? V is equal to I into R. So R will become beta V upon I V is equal to 220 upon 5. So 220 upon 5, if you will do, what will get? 5 4 is 20, 5 4 is 20, which is your 44 ohm. Correct. So new resistance needed is of 44 ohm. But resistance of 1 is given 4840. So of course you will have to connect this in parallel. So if I am going to connect this parallel, so 1 by R should be equal to 1 upon 4840 multiplied by X number of bulbs. Multiplied by X number of bulbs. So from here, what will the value of R? R will become my 4840 upon X. So now this is also the value of R, this is also the value of R. So both should be same. So I can write that 44 is equal to 4840 divided by X. Now cross multiply, you will get X is equal to 4840 upon 44. If you divide it, what you will get? This is, you will get 110. So your answer is 110 bulbs. That's your answer. Hope you guys understand this. Okay, so let's go to your next question. 13th question is saying a hot plate of an electric oven connected to a 220 volt line has two resistance coils A and B. Okay, and each resistance is of 24 ohm resistance, which may be used separately in series or in parallel. What are the currents in the three cases? Okay, so means for first case you will have to find in separate, then in series, and then in parallel. I think this is one of the, again, one of the easiest question, guys. So see here. So if we will have to, they are going to be used separately. So it's very simple. What's the formula of current? Current is equal to potential difference upon resistance. What is your potential difference? 220 volt. Okay, divided by your resistance, which is 24, which you will solve, you will get 9.166 ampere. That's your answer. So this is the answer for your first case when they will be used separately. Now they are saying that they are going to be used in series. So there are two resistors of 24 ohm each. So what will be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance in case of series means simply we will have to add them. So this will be equal to your 48 ohm. Now find the value of I. I is equal to V upon R. V is equal to 220 divided by your equivalent resistance is of 48 ohm. So that is equal to your 4.58 ampere. Hope you guys understand this. Okay. So the third case is when they are going to be used in parallel. So first, when they are going to be used in parallel, what you will have to do? You will have to find the equivalent resistance. So 1 upon R will be equal to 1 upon 24 plus 1 upon 24, which is equal to 2 upon 24. So this is your 12. So that is 1 upon 12. So now the value of R is 12 ohm. So now again, what is the value of current? Current will be your beta V upon R, which is equal to 220 upon 12, which will give you 18.33 ampere. So that's your answer. Okay guys, so this is again a very simple question. Let's go to your next question, which is your 14th one. So your next question is saying that compare the power used in the 2 ohm resistor in each of the following circuit. Okay, fine. One, a 6 volt battery in series with 1 ohm and 2 ohm resistors. Fine. And another one is a 4 volt battery in parallel with 12 ohm and 2 ohm resistors. So guys, see, this question is little bit tricky. See, you will have to find out the power, and we know the power. The formula of power are like, it's one is you can use V square upon R, or you can use I square into R. Correct? So which formula you are going to use in these cases? So see, in the first case, those are connected in series. So if you remember, in the series your current is constant, but your voltage is different for different resistors. So in the first case we are going to use I square R formula. Okay, So if they are connected in series, so what will be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance will be 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3 ohm. So what will be your current? Your current will be V upon R. So what is your V? V is your 6 and resistance we have found 3. So you will get 2 ampere. So now what will be your power beta? Power is your I square R. I square R means 2 square multiplied by your resistance C. Resistance is given 2 ohm, correct? So that is equal to 2 to the 4 to the 8. So 8 watt is the power. So your answer for the first case is 8 watt. Now go to the second case. So in the second case, the 4 like the battery is of 4, the voltage of the battery is 4 volt and they are in parallel. So if they are in parallel, so what you will have to find out first? Nothing, beta. In this case you will have to find out nothing, because the resistors are in parallel, and in case of parallel resistance your current is not constant but your voltage is constant, correct? So in this case if your voltage is constant, so simply you can find power. So power is equal to V square upon R, which is equal to beta 4 square, and your R is 2 ohm, so 4 square upon 2, which is 16 upon 2, that is equal to 8 watt. So in both the cases your answer will be same. So now I hope you guys understand that why we have directly used voltage in this case, but in this case we have not used voltage. The reason is that in case of series connection, the voltage is the voltage is not constant among the resistors. Okay, but in case of parallel connection, the voltage is constant but current varies. Okay, so that's why we have used directly we have used voltage in the second case but not in the first case. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Next question is saying that the two lamps, one rated 100 watt and 220 volt, and another one is a 60 watt and 220 volt, are connected in parallel in an electric main supply. Okay, what current is drawn from the line if the supply voltage is 220 volt? Okay, fine. So we know that power is equal to, we know that beta, that power is equal to V into I, correct? So the value of I will become, P upon V. So now what you will have to do, they are connected in parallel. So normally if you go into, suppose this current is flowing through it, I current is flowing through it, and the circuit is connected in parallel. Okay, suppose this circuit is connected in parallel, correct? So what will happen, this I will be divided into I1 and I2, and after that they will meet and then again it will become I. So the same thing you will have to do over here. First you will have to find the value of I1 in the first case and I2 in the second case. Okay, so I1 in the first case will be what is your power? Power is of 100 watt. So this will be 100 upon 220 ampere. And similarly I2 will be your beta P upon V. So in this case it's 60 upon 220 ampere. So what will be your total current? Total current is nothing but simply beta I1 plus I2. See here, I will be equal to beta I1 plus I2. So that will be equal to 100 plus 220 plus 60 upon 220, which is equal to 220 will be your beta LCM, and this is 160, so which you will further solve. So your answer will be somewhere equal to 0.727 ampere. That's your answer. Hope you guys understand this. So let's go to the next question. Next question is saying that which uses more energy, a 250 watt television set in 1 hour or a 1200 watt toaster in 10 minutes? So what is energy, beta? What's the formula for energy? The formula for energy is your power into time, correct? So power is given 250. So case 1, let's talk about the case 1. So power is given 250 watt. So write 250 into time. Time is 1 hour. What is the SI unit? SI unit is second. So you'll have to convert this hour into seconds. So which is equal to 3600 seconds. So what will be the total energy you will get? So if you multiply this, you will get 9 into you will get 9 into 10 to the power 5 joule. Okay, hope you guys know how to multiply. Okay, I am not going to multiply and tell you guys ki. So if anyone is having any doubt in the multiplication or in these things, please ask your doubt in the comment section, or you can send me email also, where info@rapidgyan.com, and I will get back to you. I will create one video for a separate video for this, and I will provide you guys. Okay. Next one is case 2. In the case 2, let's find the, again same, H is equal to P into T. Your P is 1200. What is your time? Time is your 10 seconds. Time is, sorry, 10 minutes. So convert this 10 minute into second, which is equal to 600. And if you multiply, you will get 7.2 into 10 to the power 5 joule. So in which one is using more energy? Of course, the first case one is your, sorry, the case one is your using more energy. Okay, let's go to the next question. Next question is, an electric heater of resistance 8 ohm draws 15 ampere of current. Okay, from the services means for 2 hours. Fine. Calculate the rate at which heat is developed in the heater. See beta, you will have to find rate at which heat is developed, means you will have to find H upon T. What you will have to find? You will have to find H upon T. So what is H upon T? H upon T is nothing but it's P beta. See here, you know na, H is equal to P into T. So of course P will be equal to H upon T na. So H upon T is nothing but P. And what's the formula of P? P is, in this case, what are the things given? In this case, your current is given and resistance is given. So we can use this formula, P is equal to I square R, correct? So means this is 15 square multiplied by your 8. So which is your 225 multiplied by 8, which is equal to 1800, which is equal to 1800 joule per second. 1800 joule. They are saying that rate at which the heat is developed, means heat will be developed, 1800 joules of heat will be developed per second. Okay, so that's your answer. Simple. Let's go to the next question. So your next question is, okay, the first part of 18th question is saying, why is the tungsten used almost exclusively for filament of electric lamp? Simple thing, I have already discussed this when we are studying the heating effect of electric current, because the tungsten is having a very high resistance. Okay, so the resistivity and the melting point of tungsten is very high. Okay, so due to this property, it does not burn, and when heated, electric lamps operate at high temperature, hence tungsten is a choice of metal for the filament. Just write this for your exam. Okay. Next is, why are the conductors of electric heating devices such as bread toasters and electric irons made of an alloy rather than the, again the same thing beta, because of the high resistance. The conductors of electric heating devices are alloys because they are high resistivity, and due to its high resistivity it produces the large amount of heat. Okay. The third one is, why is the series arrangement not used for domestic circuit? See beta, if you guys remember, I have told you, in case of series, voltage is not constant, correct? Voltage is not constant. So what will happen if your domestic appliances will be connected in series connection, so each appliance will have a separate voltage, and as a result they will have a very small amount of voltage, and on that they will not work properly. So that's why instead of series we connect them in the parallel, so that each and every device will get the equal amount of voltage. So here is your answer, that the voltage is divided in series circuit. As a result, each component in the circuit receive very small voltage, and because of which the amount of current decreases and the device gets hot and does not work properly. So this is the reason why series circuit are not used in domestic circuit. Okay. Next question is, how does the resistance of a wire vary with its area of cross section? Guys, remember when I was telling you that the resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and it's inversely proportional to the cross section area. So this is your answer, they are inversely proportional. Okay. Why are copper and aluminum wires usually employed for electricity transmission? Here copper and aluminum are good conductors of electricity, and they are having very low resistivity, because of which they are usually employed for electricity transmission. Okay guys, so that's it from the electricity chapter. So hope you guys understand this, and please go through this chapter again and again. Try to solve as many as questions you can find, whether it's from the internet or from any reference book. Try solving those questions. Even though if you are having any doubt in the additional questions which you guys are solving, please feel free to send me the doubts where at info@rapidgyan.com, and I will get back to you. I will prepare the video on those questions and I will send you guys. Okay, till then, bye bye, thank you.